Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 61 based on novel. So let's start. Huashan, a mountain range with some beautiful history and heritage. Before the emperor's qi waned, this burning incense pavilion produced many famous giants. It's almost there. At the foot of Mount Huashan, a space trembled slightly, and then Chang Yu slowly appeared along with the voice. Behind him, a group of newcomers also looked at the mountains in front of him in surprise. High. Straight into the sky. Boundless as far as the eye can see. This is the first impression that many newcomers have of the number 1 mountain range. Uncle, where is our burning incense pavilion? A rookie disciple also spoke slowly. Don't worry, our burning incense pavilion is on the top of Huashan Mountain. There is a protector's Dharma formation, burning heaven formation in Mount Hua. The inside of the burning heaven array is extremely fierce. If no one leads the way, ordinary people will be seriously injured or fall down, and there is an independent space inside, which we call burning heaven territory, and our burning incense pavilion is in other places. Chang Yu also said slowly. Burning heaven formation. Mu Feng also exclaimed, obviously shocked by Chang Yu's voice. Huh. Hearing this, Xiao Yan also turned his head to look at Mu Feng. Obviously he was quite unfamiliar with this burning heaven formation and burning heaven territory. This burning heaven array is quite powerful. Legend has it that it was a formation created by a certain fighting immortal powerhouse with all his life's efforts. The formation is very powerful and mainly focuses on the fire attribute. I remember that I once killed a fighting immortal powerhouse. Mu Feng also muttered. Have you killed a fighting fairy? Xiao Yang raised his head with great interest and looked at the top of Huashan from the bottom of Huashan. Along with his eyes, there are also extremely pure soul powers, trying to explore some secrets of Huashan. Naturally, Chang Yu, who was beside him, noticed Xiao Yang's actions, and then he didn't say much, but smiled slowly. This Xiao Yang's soul power had just spread out over a distance of several hundred meters. Under Xiao Yang's control, he headed towards the top of Huashan Mountain, but was suddenly swallowed up by an inexplicable force. This terrified Xiao Yang. The trace of his soul power just now was not weak, and the soul power at the peak of the Emperor's ordinary level was actually swallowed up in an instant. That is the outermost formation of the burning heaven array. Chang Yu also saw Xiao Yang's doubts and said, this burning heaven array has lived up to its reputation in the past. Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and then stared at the clouds halfway up the mountain. Where, it should be the outer formation of the burning heaven array, with such a terrifying guardian formation, plus some powerhouses and the Huashan Mountain, which is quite rich in emperor energy. This is the capital of burning incense pavilion. Let's go. This burning heaven array's restriction makes you unable to fly, so you can only walk away. Chang Yu also smiled slowly, and then looked at Xiao Yang and the others from time to time, very satisfied. This time, we have received so many newcomers in the Fenxiang Pavilion. It is really the blessing of the ancestors of Huashan. Chang Yu also said slowly, and then no longer hesitated, took the lead and climbed towards Huashan. The disciples that followed also shook their heads and followed. Obviously, since they had joined the Fenxiang Pavilion, they would naturally not be trapped by the difficulty in front of them. Hey, Xiao Yang, you really joined the Fenxiang Pavilion. Mu Feng, who was beside him, also hurried up, came to Xiao Yang's side, and said carelessly. It seems that we are in the same family again. Xiao Yang also smiled at Mu Feng. On the side, Mu Yingying, with 2 pretty ponytails, walked up and down, with her beautiful eyes turning her head to look at Xiao Yang from time to time, not knowing what she was thinking. It's just that when he saw Xiao Isha beside Xiao Yang in his eyes, my Mu also hesitated. Xiao Yi's keen perception also found Mu Ying's small movements, and then she shook her head. But with Xiao Yi's current strength in the early stage of the 7-star Do Emperor, she actually felt a dangerous aura from this Mu Ying, which was very strange. He, brother Xiao Yang is really amazing, not only for his strength, but his guts as well. Luo Guang also smiled at Xiao Yang, and the fat man smiled, and he was quite friendly. The strength and courage that Luo Guang was talking about was naturally what Xiao Yang had previously dealt with the twin ghost emperors in the Yin Corpse Forest. No matter who it was, no one dared to provoke the ghost emperors in this ghost world. Just when his life was in danger, Xiao Yang stood up, and in the end he successfully defeated the twin ghost emperors and plundered them for participating in points. The contestants have solved the worry of their lives, otherwise no one will stand up to deal with the twin ghost emperors, and their fate will also be. Brother Luo is polite, Brother Luo's defense is beyond my reach. Xiao Yang also said politely. When he was in the corpse forest, Xiao Yang just found out that Luo Guang's defenses were quite terrifying. Regardless of his strength in the late stage of the 4-star Do Emperor, if he really used defense methods, even a 5-star Do Emperor could withstand it for a long time. Strength. This is also what Xiao Yang needs, because Xiao Yang found that the Do Di powerhouse is different from the past. His speed, strength and even his temperament are much stronger. Even though he has a lot of strength and attack methods, he has almost no defense methods. This is also destined for Xiao Yang's future direction to focus on melee combat, and use the power of one-hit thunder to solve the battle. However, Xiao Yang also wanted to learn some defensive measures. After all, more life-saving things were essential. It seems that I still have to learn some life-saving means. After all, the trace of Saint Flame is also. The 7th level of Breaking the Sky is also about to start training the 2nd level. The 1st level can no longer deal with the current enemy. As for the clone technique in the body, it's also a good killer. Emperor's mortal level soul clone can also begin to practice. And the most important thing is the body of Do Di, which should be condensed. Xiao Yang thought to himself, and then kept having it. The green flute on the side also walked up on purpose, and then the little snake around him kept pouting snake letters at Xiao Yang. It seems that you are very popular with them. Green flute also said. You have a familiar smell. Xiao Yang also said slowly, I know. At first I thought it was you who killed our Medusa royal family, so there would be such fluctuations. But I found that I was wrong. The familiar fluctuations in your body are a bit like the smell of airs. Green flute also said slowly. Children. Xiao Yang also looked at the green flute in confusion, as if the aura on the woman's body was quite similar to Kaylin. In other words, it's the husband and wife. Green flute arrived quietly with a voice that could only be heard by the two of them. Do you know her whereabouts? At the same time, Xiao Yang, who was still calm just now, grabbed Green Flute's shoulders with one hand and said absent-mindedly. Cough cough cough. You hurt me. LVD Jiao said. Where is she? Come on. Xiao Yang's eyes also exuded some different colors, and then he waited for Green Flute's answer. I don't know where she is, but the only thing I know is that she's all right now. Green Flute also said. Don't tell me. Xiao Yang said. The huge fire attribute grudge also spread out instantly. She's in retreat. It won't come out in a short time. The Green Flute was also afraid, and for some reason, the flame on Xiao Yang's body was rather strange, and it could actually make her bloodline feel faintly burning. She. Are you okay? Xiao Yang also murmured. Not good, very bad. She has the blood of the Medusa royal family, and has evolved into a 9-colored swallowing python, So she is both admirable and greedy among the Medusa family. How long does it take? Xiao Yan also asked. It should be 5 years. When her retreat ends, I will also go back to the Medusa family. We may be enemies by then. Green Flute also said. Don't worry, there won't be such a day. Xiao Yang also said with a smile, and then ran towards the top of Mount Hua. Kaylin, it's really good that you're okay. 5 years. 5 years from now, I will definitely go to the Medusa clan to find you. Then. Roadblocker, kill. So. In these 5 years, I must become stronger. Xiao Yang also had an idea in his heart. Because in this profound spirit continent, only strength is the most powerful means. Is this kid really the queen's husband? The strength of the 4-star Do Di in the early days is too high. However, I can still feel the faint aura of her lady queen's blood from him. Green Flute also shook her head and followed. Several other people did not notice the changes and exchanges between Xiao Yang and Lu Di, and nothing happened along the way. Not long after, everyone had come to the middle of Huashan Mountain, and there seemed to be a worldwide barrier in front of them to isolate them. You haven't come out to greet people yet. Chang Yu's voice was also full of coercion, facing the middle of the barrier. Ha ha ha. Deputy Pavilion Master Chang Yu has worked hard. Leave the rest to me. As Chang Yu's cold snort fell, a lazy voice appeared in front of everyone. Then everyone saw that the space in front of them shook violently, and then a figure in red as young as them appeared. Humph. Mo Chen, don't forget the time. These are the new disciples this time. If something goes wrong, you will be happy. Chang Yu said. Understood, uncle. I'll take them in first. The 3 sect masters have been waiting for a long time. The person called Mo Chen also laughed. Let's go, let's go. If it wasn't for my outer cabinet majoring in Xinxing, these excellent seedlings would definitely not be given to your cabinet. Which 3 old guys in the cabinet? Every time they don't pick up newcomers, they know they are coming to grab people. Chang Yu also said depressedly. Follow Mo Chen in, he will take you into the Dao Fenxiang Pavilion cabinet, where there are a lot of profound skills. I hope you little guys have good luck. Chang Yu also said slowly. Yeah. Dozens of people also slowly agreed. This burning incense pavilion is divided into 2 inner and outer pavilions. The outer pavilion focuses on cultivating Xinxing. Most of them are ordinary people with very weak strength. As for the cabinet, it is a place to learn advanced fighting techniques, and many of them are very powerful. Mo Chen also spoke slowly, and then looked at the group of people behind him lazily. According to the news that came back before, this time, they had absorbed the 5 most talented disciples in the Fenxiang Pavilion, and the top 3 in the points plundering competition all joined them. The top 3 places in the points grabbing competition are quite a lot. Mo Chen also participated in the point grabbing competition before, and only achieved the 10th place achievement. The future achievement of this first place is. However, Mo Chen wasn't surprised either. After all, since they decided to join the Fenxiang Pavilion, they were already brothers and sisters from the same sect, so how could they fight each other? This burning incense pavilion is really powerful. Every single person who leads the way has the strength of a 6-star fighting emperor. Xiao Yang also grinned. Hey, what's this? The heaven-shifting ruler in the burning incense pavilion is specially tailored for you. The voice of his master, the Golden Dragon King, also sounded slowly in Xiao Yang's heart. Moving the ruler of the sky. Xiao Yang also shrank his pupils tightly, as if thinking of something. Hey, don't worry, you'll know after entering the cabinet for a while. The King Dragon King's playful voice also sounded. Xiao Yang also shook his head, and did not ask any further questions. Let's go, this is where the formation of the burning heaven array is located. Next, I will take you to the burning heaven territory, follow me and don't rush in. Mo Chen also said slowly. Before he finished speaking, Mo Chen's handprint suddenly changed drastically, and then a door of light enough to accommodate one person's entry and exit appeared in the space in front of him. Let's go, Mo Chen said, and then poured into the gate of light. Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying and Mu Feng also looked at each other, and then stepped straight into the door of light. As more than a dozen people stepped in, the door of light shattered instantly after the last person stepped in, and disappeared without a trace. He, Xiao Yang, Mu Feng, Mu Yingying, I hope you can win the sect competition in a few years. Chang Yu also said slowly, and left here. Everyone followed Mo Chen into the burning heaven territory, and they were immediately stunned by the scene in front of them. Entering the burning heaven territory first, Xiao Yang first discovered that the place he was already in was an extremely huge space. Obviously, the place where the burning incense pavilion on the top of Mount Hua was located was a space opened up by some great master. In the huge space, the fragrance of birds and flowers, plus some buildings that are full of Langya in the space also appeared in front of everyone. This burning incense pavilion is really a big piece of work. Xiao Yang also murmured. Compared to the ancient world of the ancient clan on the Dochi continent, the space of this burning heaven territory is still a celestial tomb, which is undoubtedly too large. Moreover, Xiao Yang can feel that this is a separate and independent space. I am afraid that if he wants to open up such a space, at least he needs the strength of Do Di Peak, or even stronger. Hey little guys, you are welcome to join us in the burning incense pavilion. I am your senior brother Mo Chen. You can tell me anything in the future. After all, the rule of our burning incense pavilion is that the visitor is the guest, and the brothers and sisters of the same sect are like siblings, and they must not kill each other. Mo Chen also smiled at the dozen or so people in front of him. Then I would like to thank senior brother Mo first. The first disciple also said slowly. Xiao Yang and Mu Feng found that Mo Chen's smile was very real, without a trace of false meaning. Such a smile was a happy smile that absorbed their dozens of newcomers, and increased the strength of Fenxiang Pavilion. Let's go, the three sect masters have been waiting for a long time. Then it's up to you to choose a place that suits your cultivation. Come with me. Mo Chen also smiled, then greeted a few people, and walked away to a rather simple but ancient hall. It really deserves to be a super sect. Xiao Yang also sensed some rather powerful and hidden auras from the buildings in Langya, in all directions, and immediately activated his vindictive energy and followed. Mo Chen is back. Above a tall building, one of the three middle-aged people, a rather loving red figure, also stood up and said. The red figure just finished speaking, and the other two figures are also staring at Xiao Yang, who is not far away with great interest. These newcomers this time are really good. I don't know who said something, and then the three of them laughed. Xiao Yang and the others were extremely fast, and they arrived at their destination in no time. As soon as they landed, they saw three mysterious figures. It seems that this batch of disciples are quite good. The figure in white said with a smile. Of course, according to the news from Chang Yu, this time the twin ghost emperors in the points plundering competition broke through the seal, and their strength is comparable to the 8-star fighting emperor. However, when the twin ghost emperors were seriously injured, Chang Yu and the others were also preparing to retreat, but the first place in the points grabbing competition borrowed the fighting spirit in their three bodies to kill the twin ghost emperors with one blow. Such a record is truly astonishing. A lean man also meditated slowly. Two old guys. It seems that this time my human palace will be able to. The red figure also said slowly, and then shook his head helplessly. Master, Uncle Mu, Uncle Hua. I brought it back. Mo Chen also respectfully said to the three figures above the hall. Just bring it back. You go down first. There have been some changes in the burning sky formation recently, so be careful. The red figure said. Yeah. Mo Chen replied softly, and then slowly stepped back. Just as Mo Chen was leaving, Xiao Yan also discovered the three terrifying figures in front of him. In the hall in front of him, there are three people. The three formed a triangular stand. The one above the top was a figure in white, and the two behind them were a red figure and a grey figure, but without exception, Xiao Yan followed the three figures. I felt an extremely terrifying fluctuation. If Xiao Yan guessed correctly, these three people should have something to do with the three temples of heaven, earth and human that he heard about before. Such a huge soul power. It's really a good seedling. The voice of the figure in white in the first place came out, and the figure came to Xiao Yang's side in an instant, and said slowly. The junior is. I don't know what the seniors call you. Xiao Yang also said in surprise. The reason why Xiao Yang was surprised was that this senior actually came to him without a sound, and he didn't notice anything yet. This ghostly movement really surprised Xiao Yang. Moreover, Xiao Yang found that no matter how he felt, he could not discover the power of this mysterious powerhouse in front of him. It felt like a human being without the slightest vindictiveness, but Xiao Yang also knew that this kind of powerhouse was the most terrifying. Back then, when he faced the twin ghost emperors in the Yin Corpse forest, and was able to match the strength of the enemy's 8-star fighting emperor, it was what made Xiao Yang feel this way. Now facing the powerhouses in the burning incense pavilion, I still have this feeling, which can only mean that the power of the three powerhouses in front of me is no less than that of the twin ghost emperors. Even stronger. My name is Liu Ping, and I am the deputy head of the Heavenly Palace. His name is Huji, and he is the deputy head of the Earth Palace. His name is Mu Shuzi, and he is the deputy head of the Human Palace. The figure in white was named Liu Ping. The man also smiled slowly. Boy Xiao Yang has met three seniors. Xiao Yang also said respectfully. I have seen three seniors. Behind Xiao Yang, dozens of people including Mu Yingying, Luo Guang, Lu Di and Mu Feng also spoke. Hey, you don't have to use conventional etiquette. Liu Ping said. The top three in this point looting competition all joined our burning incense pavilion. It really hasn't happened for many years. Liu Ping said, but his eyes were taken away from Xiao Yang, and then he looked at dozens of people in front of you. Which one of you is the first? Huji also sounded like a dull thunder. It's him. Mu Feng and others took a step back when they heard the words, and then said in unison. Humph. What does it mean to take my first place? Mu Yingying was also a little unhappy, but Xiao Yang also knew that this Mu Yingying was just talking about it, and she would not be unhappy with herself because of this. After all, Mu Yingying has the highest score no matter what. If it wasn't for the twin ghost emperors, it would seem that she would have to work hard to get the first place. Oh? It turned out to be your kid. However, relying on the strength of the 4-star Do Di in the early stage is not enough, your soul strength is a bit strong. Liu Ping also laughed, and then stared at Xiao Yang carefully. However, his eyes were very surprised. Previously, Liu Ping knew the power of Xiao Yang's soul, but now after careful sensing, he realized that this kid is actually hiding. The strength of the 4-star Do Emperor, in the early stage actually, has the courage to fight with the twin ghost emperors. You have a lot of courage. And with your strength in the early stage of the 4-star Do Emperor, you can still win the first place in this competition, which is very unbelievable. Huji also said, obviously although he had heard that the strength of the first place was not very strong, but his courage and heart are very good. Early stage of the 4-star Do Di. Mu Yingying on the side also came back to her senses. After the fiery exit, Mu Yingying only remembered at this moment, this Xiao Yang is only the strength of the 4-star Do Di in the early stage. In other words, it is also the strength of the 4-star Do Di that is perfect. Emperor's mortal level soul power. Liu Ping's eyes were very vicious. In the blink of an eye, Xiao Yang's soul power was discovered. Xiao Yang was also helpless. For a powerhouse at this level, he wanted to hide it. No. However, Liu Ping was also surprised. Although he had just discovered the power of Xiao Yang's soul, he was even more surprised when he discovered it now. Are you still a pharmacist? Liu Ping also spoke slightly. After all, this kind of soul power is quite troublesome to cultivate. Many people will never come into contact with this kind of power in their entire lives. So most of the human soul power on Do Di continent is from the heavenly realm. Although he is in the heaven, he knows nothing about soul power, so the defense and use of soul power are rarely used. After all, as long as the alchemist needs a strong soul power, he can have a huge soul perception and refine high-level medicine pills. Therefore, every human with huge soul power has a great possibility to become an alchemist. It's the peak of the first-rank emperor. Xiao Yang also said with a slow smile. Obviously, recently, in order to join these super sects, he has lost his medicine refining skills. Moreover, Xiao Yang's current medicine refining technology is also vaguely at a bottleneck. To break through this bottleneck, a second-grade emperor alchemist is just around the corner. The peak of the first rank of the emperor. Liu Ping also said slowly. Hearing this, the expressions of the two strong men behind Liu Ping also changed. Double breaks are very rare. And just like this Xiao Yang, it is even rarer that he has achieved a lot in fighting qi and medicine refining skills. Based on Liu Ping's experience, he naturally knows that the first-grade emperor rank medicinal pills are divided into 3 levels of heaven, earth and profound. As for Xiao Yang, the peak of the first-grade emperor rank, he is also within easy reach of the second-grade emperor rank. The first-grade Xiandan of the emperor rank can make the 1-star Do emperor be driven by Xiao Yang. The earth pill can make the 2-star Do emperor be driven by Xiao Yang, and as for the Qiandan, it can make the 3-star Do emperor willing to be driven by Xiao Yang. The charm of the alchemist. Is this kid still an alchemist, at the peak of the first-rank emperor rank? Mu Yingying couldn't hide her surprise as she looked at Xiao Yang. At the same time, Green Flute and Luo Guang on the side looked at Xiao Yang in astonishment, as if they were looking at a monster. Are you still human? A roar resounded in everyone's heart. Here's the level of redefinition. Do Di, each star is divided into early stage, middle stage, late stage, and consummation. For example, the peak of the 1-star Do emperor in the early stage is a symbol that he is about to break through the middle stage of the 1-star Do emperor. The previous level will not be changed, which affects reading, but in the future, consummation will be used instead of peak. This kid will join my heavenly palace. I believe that it will also shine in my heavenly palace. Liu Ping said after thinking for a while. Let's not talk about Xiao Yang's prestige for the first place in the points plundering competition, and the terrifying courage to kill the twin ghost emperors. Dang Dang is the alchemist at the peak of Emperor Xiao Yang's first-rank, which will make the 3 deputy hall masters look up to him. Although this Xiao Yang is currently only a first-rank emperor alchemist, but for his future achievements, it is quite worthwhile. After all, this Xiao Yang's future achievements are limitless. Thinking back then, when the Valley Master of Pill Valley was at Xiao Yang's age, his achievements were not as powerful as Xiao Yang's. My heavenly palace is currently the place with the greatest strength and resources among the 3 halls of heaven, earth, and people in the Fenxiang Pavilion. Joining my heavenly palace with your talent, will definitely benefit from you. Hey, what do you think, kid? Liu Ping also laughed, obviously already showing his favor to Xiao Yang. After all, this is a talented seedling, so he can't let go easily. Humph. Liu Laogui, don't talk nonsense. Although it is true that your heavenly palace is the first of the 3 palaces, as for which palace Xiao Yang joins, it is better to be free. You have obviously interfered too much, which is obviously against the rules. Wei Mushu's figure also said slowly, obviously he was not afraid of Liu Ping, because he was the deputy hall master of the Tiandian temple. He, isn't this the first choice for our heavenly palace? Brother Mu, don't worry. Liu Ping also knew Mushu's character, and he was upright, so he didn't care, but said. This burning incense pavilion is divided into 3 halls of heaven, earth and people. Among them, the Tiandian is the most powerful. This kind of power means that in recent years, there have been many powerhouses from the Tiandian, so it also established the hegemony of the Tiandian. However, these 3 halls are the most powerful strengths of the Fenxiang Pavilion. Among the 3 halls, each hall has a unique fighting skill. Mu Feng also said slowly to the people around him. This Mu Feng seems to know a lot of things. Xiao Yang also shook his head. Obviously, this Mu Feng knew very detailed things. If it wasn't for the people inside the Fenxiang Pavilion, they would rarely know such details. The 3 halls of heaven, earth and people, the most famous of them are 3 fighting skills. Among them, the burning heaven art of the Tiandian temple is the most domineering, and the reckless hand of the earth temple is the most powerful. As for the human temple, Mu Feng also seemed to be hesitant to speak. What happened to the human palace? Mu Yingying also asked with great interest. The fighting skill in the Hall of People is the most peculiar. It is a mysterious fighting skill called the Heaven-Shifting Ruler. It is said that since the Incense Pavilion was established, it has only been made by 2 people. The unfamiliar disciples who joined the Hall of Human Beings are all rushing to the Heaven-Shifting Ruler, but no matter how many heavenly arrogant disciples follow, they will not be able to cultivate and realize the heaven-moving ruler. This is also the reason why the human palace is ranked last. Mu Feng also said slowly. Are you moving the ruler of the sky? Xiao Yang also muttered, then looked at the 3 deputy hall masters, who were discussing in a low voice in front of him, and immediately planned to ask his master, the Golden Dragon King. Master, do I really want to join that person's palace? Xiao Yang was also helpless. It could be seen that the 3 temples of heaven, earth and people are currently the most tyrannical, followed by the earth palace, and the people's palace is the last. Hey, that's of course, but don't look at the decline of this human palace over the years. The human palace, at its peak, was in an invincible position, by relying on the power of 1 temple to fight against the 9 super sects. And the moving ruler in the Hall of People is a rather mysterious fighting method. I think that in the human hall of the Burning Incense Pavilion, a strong man, with the peak strength of the Dou Emperor relied on the moving ruler to fight against the 2 strong Dou Xian and retreated completely. From this, it is enough to explain the horror of this moving sky ruler. So you must join this man's hall, and this moving sky ruler must be learned as soon as possible. The slow voice of the Golden Dragon King also sounded in Xiao Yang's heart. Duty Peak is fighting the 2 Dou immortals with the power of moving the sky. Xiao Yang was also surprised. Although it is only the strength of the 4-star Dou Di in the early stage, he knows the difference between the peak of Dou Di and Dou Xian. Also, the holy flame you mentioned and I have something to do with this man's temple. The Golden Dragon King's voice also sounded slowly. Holy Yang. Xiao Yang also grinned, and then looked at the 3 deputy hall masters, who were constantly talking in front of him, and he also noticed for a while. Maybe I should feel sorry for the kindness of Senior. Xiao Yang said, facing Liu Ping with an apologetic face, respectfully and politely. What I said is for your own good. Only by joining our heavenly temple can you obtain the best cultivation resources. Do you have to think about it? Liu Ping's smile just froze for a moment, and then he looked at Xiao Yang slightly angrily. The junior naturally knows, but after thinking about it, the human palace is the most suitable for me. Xiao Yang also smiled slowly, and then his eyes looked at Mu Shuzi. The Hall of People is good, but it's not suitable for you. Our 3 halls of heaven, earth and people are all the power of burning incense pavilion, you can rest assured. Liu Ping also said slowly. Senior's good intentions are taken from the bottom of my heart. It's just that I want to try the peculiar fighting skills in the Hall of People. Xiao Yang also laughed. Ha ha, you really have such a big appetite. Mu Shuzi also looked at Xiao Yang and said. He, I have this plan. Xiao Yang also said slowly, it seems that he did not give up joining the Hall of People, because of Liu Ping's words, and he seemed to be more interested in the fighting skills in the Hall of People, because of Liu Ping's words. You really don't know the heights of the sky. Liu Ping also snorted coldly, and then stopped looking at Xiao Yang. The rest of you, if you want to join my heavenly palace, just follow me. After Liu Ping finished speaking, he also slowly walked outside the hall. As Liu Ping's words just fell, among the dozens of people behind him, an average number of people followed Liu Ping out. After all, they joined these super sects because they wanted to learn advanced martial arts and fighting skills, so that they would stand out and become giants in the future. Therefore, joining the most powerful heavenly temple in the burning incense pavilion will undoubtedly shorten their ability to become stronger. As for Xiao Yang, who was the first place in the points raid competition, if he insisted on joining the human temple, they also couldn't figure it out. Don't put good cultivation resources, but join the weakest part of the burning incense pavilion. Isn't this digging a grave? Follow me if you want to join my hall. Huoji also spoke slowly, and then he greeted the rest of the people and left the hall. At this time, there were only a few people left in the hall, and after careful counting, there were still 4 people. It was Xiao Yang, Mu Feng, Mu Yingying and that Xiao Yi. Are you guys ready to join my temple? If you succeed in your practice, you will be able to move ahead of the people in the Temple of Heaven, but it's not a blow to you. Since the establishment of my burning incense pavilion, in the 10,000 years of history, there are only 2 people who have cultivated. One of them is the founder of Burning Incense Pavilion. Mu Shuzi also raised his hand slightly, then looked at the 4 people in front of him. You have to try to find out. Xiao Yang also smiled, but there was some absolute confidence in his eyes. Okay, you can barely pass the test. Although the palace of my people is declining, it is by no means a soft persimmon that can be manipulated by others. Welcome to join the Hall of Humanity. From now on, the Hall of Humanity will be your home. Mushu also turned his back to his body and walked out, obviously heading towards the lower part of the Hall of Humanity. This video will end here.